Hello, you wonderful people. So for today's video, I'm going to discuss, the trailer that just dropped for Cloak and Dagger Season 2. If you haven't seen the trailer, I'll include a link to it in the description down below. Just basically sharing some thoughts I had about it. And it's really interesting what they're kind of doing with this season. Because I was so curious, because obviously, last season was a very personal story, both for Tyrone as well as for Tandy. And it's just like they were kind of facing their own past, everything dealing with Ty's brother, and then Tandy dealing with her dad. Like, obviously, Tandy, it's more like her dad and Roxanne, but that also brought in Ty too, but his story was more so about his brother and everything. But now it's interesting too, because it's like now it seems like they're kind of, going all vigilante this season, which is interesting because like them with their powers and everything last season, they were fighting their own personal fight where they ended up saving New Orleans from everything that was going down when everyone was becoming terrorists and everything. But the fact is, now they're kind of actively going out of the way. At first, it seems like Ty is the only one doing it. But then Tandy's like, nah, let me have your back. If you let me know that you were up to this, I would have helped you out regardless. We're in this together. And I love their relationship and their dynamic. And I'm so interested to see how that grows. Because obviously, they had their ups and downs last season. But it seems, at least based on the trailer, they're definitely having a lot more ups. They've grown closer because that nature of their powers and who they are is just kind of like they're always being brought together while also being torn apart at the same time. There's also a lot of stuff from last season that we still haven't really 100% dealt with, like for example Tandy finding out about her dad. Like there was a side of her dad that she wasn't aware of. To be fair, she was a little girl at the time, and so her mom probably hid a lot of that stuff from her. So dealing with that, her dad not being who she thought he was. I'm curious, is that going to play a part in this, or did it kind of close out with the Roxanne stuff? Is there going to be any more dealing with that? Probably not. Maybe someone else will. Well, because Roxanne got in a lot of trouble, but I'm curious, is there going to be anyone that kind of steps in to try and take over in that regard? And then Ty's dealing with his whole situation too, because he's on the run. He can't even really go home and stuff like that. Probably also means not going to school and stuff like that. But I'm curious to see, will he kind of get guidance from the father at his school, the preacher. I think it's priest. I think, yeah. Get guidance from him, kind of like he did in season 1. I'm also curious to see their abilities grow, because obviously we learned a lot more about their abilities as season 1 progressed, of how Tandy could literally steal people's hopes, and then Ty can basically inflict fear upon somebody is kind of what it, at least how I interpreted it. Not only just seeing their fears, but also being able to inject it in them, just like Tandy can see hopes and take them as well, So I'm curious to see, will we learn more about their abilities? Will they expand upon them? Because obviously we see, Ty's getting better at controlling his, and we see Tandy is doing so as well. Then there's also the big push in regards of O'Reilly. That actually kind of surprised me, because we see O'Reilly kind of potentially going back to a normal life, but I guess it's kind of reflective of how Tandy and Ty, even with their abilities, still kind of live normal lives to a certain degree, not really telling anyone anything. But in my mind, I was thinking that maybe after O'Reilly's situation, she'd go a little crazy. I wouldn't expect, I thought she'd be kind of how do I want to phrase it? Basically, I feel like she would be kind of just outgunned and causing destruction and stuff like that. I didn't realize she was going to go back to her normal life. But obviously, she's not the same person that she was. As we can see, she's going full on Punisher level vigilante, where she's just killing people. And that's going to be a thing between Ty and Tandy, because it's kind of O'Reilly's kind of getting stuff done, but it's Ty's kind of don't go down the route that she's going. We can't do what she's doing. She's kind of lost, causing a whole bunch of mayhem. But I'm interested to see, that balance, that the two, they already represent a balance themselves, and you see that the scales are potentially shifting, with, O'Reilly playing that middle ground of causing mayhem, kind of representing chaos, and what that's going to do for, Ty and Tandy's, dynamic. This is interesting because obviously the trailer's just focusing on them, but I'm curious also, what about their home lives and everything. We get a little bit about Ty's family, because his mom is warning him, it's watch out, they're coming, the cops and everything. So obviously that's another element to it too. They have to try and clear Ty's name, but what was it, Connors, he's stuck wherever Ty threw him at the end of season 1, so there's no clearing his name in that regard without him around. And I don't know if O'Reilly is going to be all that keen to try and clear Ty's name. She might not care enough. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where Will we see that struggle with O'Reilly, or will we see her completely shifted from who she was in season 1? Because she was a good person, so it's going to be interesting to see what changes have happened to her because of her circumstance. But like I said, these are all my thoughts. In the comments down below, let me know your thoughts about what you think we'll see, you know, as well as what you would want to see in season 2 of Cloak and Dagger. But really, that's all I'm going to talk about in this video. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and good